Hi, YouTubies! It's me, Zachary Michael. Also, hi everybody. It's me, Zach. How you doing? I'm a little tired today, but to quote, who was it? Megan? Was it Megan that said, "Darlene is nature's caffeine"? I'm hoping Darlene, the sardine queen, really gets me going. In fact, let's do a little song to warm us up today, okay? Because I am a little sleepy. But are you hungry? Not really. That's what's so crazy. But I had a little bit of a later lunch today. All right, but are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do a little warm up song to get us in the mood. Darlene, the sardine queen. Darlene, the sardine queen. Darlene, the sardine queen. Does the Bill Nye song have more words to it than that? Bill Nye the Science Guy, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Bill Nye the Science. Does it have science rules? Beef piss rules. Don't yell at me, but my lunch today was Dr. Pepper Zero and hot Cheetos. Now, girl, why would I tell you that? I saw a TikTok recently of this medical professional being like, I had to be so honest. Like, I had to have a really tough conversation with a patient today because they came in and they said every time I eat hot Cheetos, like, my stomach hurts. And the medical professional was like, I'm here to tell you you're not committed enough to the hot Cheetos. Like you're not a hot Cheeto baddie if you can't put up with a little stomach pain. Like if you're committed to hot Cheetos, you gotta be committed to everything that comes with it. You're not 14 anymore. You're not 14 anymore. You can't just eat anything. Like if you're committed to the hot Cheeto game, you got to know that comes with age. That you're gonna have an upset stomach. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the TikTok word for word, but the Megan Thee Stallion hot Cheetos were so good. She had her own hot Cheeto deal. How did I not know? Jalapeno Cheetos are better than hot Cheetos. There, said it. I strongly disagree. Although it's been a long time since I had a hot Cheeto, to be honest with you girlies. Inertia is a property of matter. Justice for inertia line. Now locked in a barn, girly. I just told you, girl. Oh. Oh. What's wrong? What's wrong, buddy? No, what he's not having is I just got the number that like happens for whenever I get a package in the building just happened, and he heard me push the button, and so now he thinks somebody's coming up into our home. He's so smart. He's so smart. He heard that happen one time, and now he thinks every time it happens that there's a visitor coming, and it's like, we already had our visitor for the day, Poe. It's fine. You're okay, baby. All right. Anyways, what we're really here to do today, clock it, 4 minutes and 20 seconds, blaze it. What we're really here to do today is to continue following up with Darlene, and she has a new plan to help stop her dysregulation. And I think this is a follow-up. My understanding is this is a follow-up to the last video we watched of hers where she was talking about why she's always breaking up with Joe, even though she's not really breaking up with him. She's just talking a lot of shit about him while he sleeps in the other room. And then she goes on to talk about how how she's malfunctioning mental health wise. And surprisingly, in that video, she did talk about going to like couples therapy with Joe, which is so surprising to me as a concept. Like, I'm pretty sure we watched a video once upon a time where she was like, I don't believe in therapy. I don't think it works. So like that actually did kind of like give me life. Okay. Like I was like, all right, girl, coming around. But then it's like, also though, Diva, you could go to therapy just on your own too. Like that would be so good. Jamie, also thanks for those bits earlier for redeeming the Poe emotes on screen. Oh, and it looks like Divarina's it looks like the mods have started a prediction, and it's how many times will Darlene whisper today? How many? You'll have to look and see if my comment showed up asking about dysregulation in therapy, lol. Well, she does go through and read all the comments, and she gets to decide what does and doesn't appear, which I think is her prerogative. That feels like a lot of work to me, and it still requires you to read all of the heinous things that people have to say to you. So, you know, there's that. First your money, then your clothes. But anyways, Twitch, are you ready, by the way? Are you ready? Are you ready? If you're ready, could you put some 69s in the chat? Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Oh, Poe's barking at that too. What's the whisper song lyrics? I want to whisper them to you. Whisper song lyrics by the Yin Yang Twins. Hey, shorty, I like the way you ass it up. I'm only whispering because I'm trying to fuck. Ooh, go ahead, move that ass. Give a G a chance and let me clog the gap in your pants. I can tell you a freak by the way that you dance. Yeah, a triple A man. I'm a grown man, you heard me. You fucking with a grown man. Hold your legs up, baby. Scream my name like a fan. Shh, you ain't gotta say nothing to say. Oh, little baby, it's okay, gay. I'm done.
Just got here and so excited to the Zach 116, the Zach 119, the Zach 116, the Zach 119. Also, please stop. I'm not diagnosed with ASMR.
I pay my bills 69. Thanks for 22 months of subscribing with Prime. All right, let's get to. No more whispering from me.
Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene.
Hi.
You kept me busy in the comments.
Ooh, we kept her busy. I do have her sped up. Sorry, I just paused to say that I did speed her up because, well, she needs it.
Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. You kept me busy in the comments section last night. I mean, so much so that I almost thought I really need to turn them off for a little while and let the video go by for a couple of days, and then I could turn them back on because it was so much. So I do want to explain some things.
All right, let's do it.
At first was doing that on my iPad, and when I want to approve something, I have to tap to approve each and every comment. And unfortunately, sometimes my finger hits the wrong thing and they get deleted. And I feel really bad when that happens. And it happened several times. Same thing.
Sometimes you gotta tap. Ooh, I haven't done enough of these with these nails. I need to tap some shit some more. Hello, Darlene? Darlene, is this thing on?
Happens if I'm on my phone. I also feel bad that sometimes people will write a book, and I can't read that whole thing. It's just too much time because there's a lot of that. And I just delete because I have had people start out really nice and think I can trust that, but then it turns into, you know, just a lot of stuff that I wouldn't want Joe to read, or Derek or Skylar to read, because I don't want them to feel bad.
Yeah,
I can promise you,
yeah.
Derek and Skylar are not reading my comments. They're not even watching my videos at all.
Let's unpack that, because why do some people think that any content creator is gonna read the novels that they like? No shade, I love all the engagement, appreciate it. Sometimes I've literally gotten like 10 paragraphs. I mean, that feels like an exaggeration, but I swear to God, sometimes it's like that bad. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
I have to delete something that is too long to read. And I know I have mentioned this before, and then people are like, how disrespectful. They take the time to write a comment. If they took the time to write a comment, that's okay. A book? No, I can't read a novel. I just can't. And
also, though, Farley Valley, that's a good point. She's concerned about what people in the comments are saying about Joe, but what about the things that she's saying about Joe in her own videos? What about that?
And look, the people who complain about the way I handle comments are also the people that get mad when I turn them off. They're on. They're on. I'm not going to just turn them on and just not pay attention to all of that. I have to pay attention. I moderate them. I push them through review if I think it's okay. Sometimes I push something through review, and then it might start something with somebody else, or I might even be like, I don't know. Are they going to get that as, my sense of humor, or are they going to, so I'll just decide I'm just going to delete it. So
I do just want y'all to know that I in fact do think her response to comments is super fascinating, because she's like, oh, I'm not going to let certain things through, but then sometimes she will full on fight with people, and she will approve something just so she can fucking fight with somebody. So it really doesn't make a lot of sense outside of she just wants to do things on her own term, and to some extent I can respect that. For me, that just feels like a lot of work. For me, if I don't think I'm mentally up for reading a comment, I just won't go to my comment section at that time, like that's what I've learned. Like, listen, heaven forbid I say some kind of like always or never statement. I'm not gonna do that, but there are times where I'm just like, yeah, I know you're unfucking well, Zach, so going into your comment section right now is probably not the tea.
Anyway, but there were a lot of comments by people who could relate to what I was talking about. Now let's talk about that a little bit more. I don't know that I came across as, Joe being just the bad guy. I was the villain in that whole video, right? I think.
Yes.
Yesterday, like I said, I was able to talk about it because
I'm glad she has some self-awareness, because she absolutely came off like the villain from that bit. She's the unreasonable one, just to be clear.
I snapped out of that mood. I went to bed the night before, and it was like just back and forth and so much stuff. And then when I went to bed, I felt rested. I felt like I got enough out. Maybe I'll feel better tomorrow. And I did. I felt great yesterday. And the thing is, there's so many things I wish I could tell you, but I just can't, and I'm not going to be able to do everything in order. But yesterday I decided to talk about nothing other than just regular stuff, and not much. Neither one of us brought up the hell that we had just been through for the past 3 or 4 days. We didn't bring it up.
Okay.
I asked if he'd like breakfast. I was willing to cook him breakfast. I don't hate cooking him breakfast. And it doesn't mean that I'm a pushover or anything like that. I have the right to cook my man breakfast when I enjoy doing it.
I have the right to cook my man breakfast, y'all. No, I think that's unhealthy. not the cooking breakfast part. Not the cooking breakfast part. The part where she's like, oh, we just moved on with our day acting like nothing had happened. What?
Thing is that, again, sometimes I'm so stressed and then things start to go wrong, and I'm the cause of all of that. If not for me, Joe would never have anything negative to say or anything. And he still doesn't when I'm nuts. It's not like he, I don't know. I can't explain it. But I'm going to try some different things, because now this has me all involved now that I talked to you guys about it. And some of you hate that I do that. It's my channel. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about.
It's my channel and I'll do what I want. I just think that she absolutely is allowed to talk about whatever she wants. She could have also, quite honestly, it does sound like sometimes she just needs to, was that a whisper? Girl, no, I don't know. I'll go back. That's why I didn't do all of this. Jamie said yes. Well, I'm gonna trust Jamie then. If Jamie said yes, then Jamie's good. Jamie's good. Jamie's gonna be the one, the judge and jury here. Oh, but anyways, it does kind of seem like Darlene, just from observation, is a little bit of a verbal processor. And I do think that there's a world where, like, people utilize therapy for that reason. If for no other reason than just a place to have a soundboard to, like, rattle off your thoughts and get them out of your head. And I don't know, part of me thinks that maybe if you want to talk shit about your partner, it feels like maybe you shouldn't do that to all of the internet and your audience, who has strong opinions about you. And maybe you should just... But I don't know. Listen, I also have talked shit out of my mouth, you know? And I was in therapy too, so I get it. I got it. I'm just trying to offer some maybe advice from a hypocrite over here, okay?
I don't remember anything really that we said yesterday. Did we even go out together? I don't think so. I don't know. I went to the store to get some London broil for myself. And, you know, so it was just so calm and peaceful. He did not go to a meeting. Now, his sugar's been high, and that can happen when he's stressed out or upset. I have to remember that.
Yeah.
And, so it was high.
Well, keep that in mind then, Darlene. You have an impact on his life.
Literally high, H-I. They don't spell it H-I-G-H. Just the monitor, the meter says high. And that means it's over 600. And so he went to bed like that with the insulin in trying to bring that down. And I did check him at 4 a.m. and it was down some and gave him some more insulin. We're doing the sliding scale now. And anyway, so he spent the day good today. We had an awesome day. Again, not a lot of talking.
Yeah. Her explaining the abbreviation for the word high, I was very confused why she took so much time to explain that. 'Cause why?
Told him I had to do a couple of things and that if he felt up to it, he could come with us because I was going to take Rocket, do some errands, and he could just sit in the car and I could run into Dollar Tree or, you know, whatever. And I said, I'd like to take Rocket to the park. And he first said, I don't think I can do any of that. And I said, well, I'll tell you a little later, you know, when I'm getting ready to go. And so he wanted to go, and so we did. So we took Rocket to the park. He just stayed in the truck. He didn't feel well enough for that, but he did go into Dollar Tree real quick, and then he went back in the car, and I picked up my few things, and then we went to, the car places are closed on Sundays, but we went by the one here in Hernando, because I looked online, and I saw a couple I was interested in, so we just drove by them, and he was able to get out and walk around a little bit, and it was nice. And then when we got home, you know, he is very concerned that he wants us to stay together. And so we talked about it a tiny little bit. And I said, we're going to, you know, work this out. I said, I have some ideas for myself to keep me from getting dysregulated like that. And we'll try something like that and see if it works. And he started to cry. It made me want to cry. Well, I did cry. So
now, why did she whisper that part? He started to cry. I would say that's a whisper, by the way. I would say that counts as a whisper. Grace Prime, thanks so much. Thanks so much for subscribing with Prime. Appreciate it.
I'm a toddler now.
Thank you. I feel like, yeah, he probably cried because he knows he's been sitting on this for a couple of days and you wouldn't talk to him about it. And you just acted like nothing was wrong instead of, like, I mean, even if you want to say that nothing is, or even if you say, like, I'm not ready to talk about it right now, you can still share that without pretending like, oh, nothing ever happened.
both cried. You know, my card filled up, so I had to stop and get some footage off my card. And I was saying that, yeah, we both cried, and I told him that I'm going to try something different. I didn't bother to explain to him. I'm trying now to just not talk so much. Even if I explain it to him, that's just all words to him. Look, men and women are different creatures, completely different. Men don't give a shit about all the words. They don't. They just want to be content. Not even...
Why are we... What... Why are we having gender conversations? It feels like such a generalization, especially for a guy that has, like, agreed to do therapy with you. Like, I think he probably does care what you have to say. As someone that spent the first few years of her relationship building strong communication skills, I can tell you gender has nothing to do with that. Yeah, I mean, the reality is that, like, men and women both could be bad at communication. And surprise, like, gay relationships can have bad communication where both people are the same gender. It could still be, you could still, this, like, idea that we're just, like, writing off that men don't care about words, don't care about communication is crazy. Y'all aren't gonna recover if you just think that he has no interest in the words you have to say or share.
So much happy. Men, for real, want their woman to be happy. They want to make them happy. They just don't have a fucking clue how to do that. And women want to fix everything. Everything has to be like this because this is the way I want it. And I'm not speaking just for myself.
But maybe you should just speak for yourself. But maybe you should just speak to yourself. Now here's the tea. She could be speaking to
My dad almost broke up with my mom because she didn't share her feelings enough.
Make Me Beep, thanks so much for the 100 biddies. Appreciate it. She could be speaking truth to her relationship with Joe. She could be speaking truth to that. Like, perhaps that's the problem with his communication. This is also what's so fucked up about all of this is didn't she just spend the last video talking about different attachment styles? And how Joe was one type of attachment style and she's another type of attachment style. Like, Diva, if you understand that as a concept, then you know that then if that's, like, the basis of how you view your relationship, like, shouldn't that have an impact then on, like, communication styles and maybe, like, understanding what he does or doesn't want? I feel like that's a much better basis to go off of than, like, oh, he's a man. And men want women to be happy, but they don't fucking know how to do it. And women just want to fix everything. I need her to get out of here.
We're different. We have different roles, and it doesn't blend good together at times. So here's my plan.
You and Joe have different roles. But men and women don't inherently clash. Like, that's also just so stupid because, like, the idea of, like, men and women just, like, naturally clashing because, like, they just don't know how to communicate, blah, 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 blah. They communicate differently, blah, 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 blah. It's just so stupid because, like, naturally, men and women are supposed to fuck. So, like, why would we be created? Why would we be created to naturally fuck the opposite sex and then not also be equipped with the skills to naturally communicate with the opposite sex? Maybe the only gender roles that are harmful right now are the ones in your relationship, Darlene. Ooh, okay. Let's lean into that. Maybe Darlene should date a woman then. Because then they would just be on the same page. Then they'd just be on the same page. I'm going to let you cook in the chat. I'm going to let you all cook.
I'm just going to stop talking as much. I'm not going to bring things up. And here's why. And again, there's a lot of women who are like, I'm so sick of men, and that's why I'm single. And you should just get rid of him and just stay alone. I have been alone many times in my life, for a long time. And I like being with a man. I like the attraction that I have for him. I know you might think it's weird, but he's my caveman. And I feel so good next to him, whether he hugs me or I'm just sitting next to him or whether we're laying in bed together. I love it.
He's my caveman. He's my caveman is wild.
Absolutely love it. And I don't know if you guys remember that I used to say when I was single, when I was taking care of my mother and I was just alone and not dating, that the reason I wanted a man, because I don't need a man for anything. I make my own money. I can pay for my own rent, or I could buy a house if I want. I can buy a car. I really can buy a car.
Let him know.
A little bit. And I can go out dancing. I don't need a man to even go out dancing. I've got my girlfriends. I can do everything. And yes, I can be alone, peace and quiet, not get dysregulated. But I want a man. I want this man. I want Joe. I like being with him.
Oh, she's down bad. She's down bad for her caveman. She said, I don't need a man, but I need that caveman dick.
And I told myself, look, okay, if we were to split up, I'll be alone. I won't have anybody to talk to. I won't get dysregulated. Everything will be just calm and peaceful. But I don't get his body next to mine at night.
Ooh, I
and
know
human
that's
touch,
right.
Human touch. That's what I used to say before. I can't get human touch unless I'm with a man that I'm attracted to. That kind of human touch. Hugging my son doesn't do the same thing for me.
Well, I'd hope not.
Right?
I would fucking hope not.
Dogs, love dogs. I'll kiss the fuck out of Rocket. It's not the same as...
I'll kiss the fuck out of Rocket. These... She is insane. I'll kiss the fuck out of Rocket.
kissing Joe or patting Joe's back at night. I don't care if it's him touching me or me on him. When I'm in bed with him, I have to have my hands on him somehow, some way. And he will completely like wrap me in his arms. I mean, it's incredible. So I said, how about I try this?
You better get your hands all over that man, Darlene. So she's just horny? I guess. Triceratops. I guess. I feel like we should know less about this. Why? Why? I'm so glad she shared this with us today. It's Darlene's internet and I'm just living in it. Yeah, what but the extra added emphasis. Guys, I'm not attracted to my son or dog, just in case you're wondering. Nobody was wondering that, Darlene. Nobody.
I pretend I'm alone and just shut my fucking mouth and not have him have to hear all the nitpicking things. Because he doesn't just hear things about our relationship. He'll hear me about, oh, this isn't working, and oh my God, my computer's slow, or the fabric I got is the wrong. I mean, he'll hear me, I'm going to say bitch, complain, whatever. It's not, I don't even think of it as bitching and complaining. It's just the stuff that's happening to me, and I say it out loud. I don't need to do that. I don't need to.
You don't need to do that on the internet either. Wait, see, we can work here, Darlene. We can work here. We got some going. Because you don't need to do that on the internet either. You're so close. She's so close to getting it. She's so... You're allowed to talk to your partner about what's going on in your life, girl. I mean, yeah, I agree. And I think that that's the part... She hasn't considered that maybe it's just the way that she's communicating. I certainly agree. Maybe she doesn't need to share all of her thoughts. Every single one. But it's like, have you considered maybe it's also the way you're communicating? Like maybe Joe would like to hear about some aspects of your day. Also, sometimes it is helpful to share with somebody like the things that have been challenging in your day.
Do that anymore. So I'm so excited because I think I'm going to feel much better because when I say stuff to him, I'm aware that, I'll like right, he's watching TV, like right while he's watching his show, and I'll just go in there and I'll stop. And I said, I have to stop all that, and I'll feel better. I will. I'll feel better, and that'll make him feel better.
Yeah, maybe if you really have something important to say to him, then don't interrupt him while he's in the middle of, like, have you considered maybe it's just bad timing? Have you considered just reading the fucking room?
And then we'll both feel better. Now, so many women say, you know, the whole thing about, like, if I said to him something, I'd like to talk about this, or, you know, when we do this, or, you know, he'll say, like, well, you do the same thing, or, you know, even, especially with driving, you know, if I say, geez, Joe, you have to get that, well, you get close, you know, it's like, no, I don't, I stay far away, that's what you hate, that's what you complain about. And then people will say that's gaslighting, because he'll point something out. Gaslighting is, first of all, if you've never watched the movie Gaslight, that's where that comes from. Charles Boyer and Ingrid Bergman, is that, I loved the movie. Gaslighting is when somebody...
Wait. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if that's where it comes from. Because I have a friend... No, it is true. Well, I have... Maybe, I don't... I'm just going to say, I have a friend who recently just told... My friend is a therapist. And they recently just told me that the term gaslight comes from a really bad domestic violence situation where your friend is wrong, sorry to say. Listen. Well, I'm not going to call them right now. Yes, in the movie. No, I don't think I'll share what my friend said anymore. Y'all told me I was wrong. I'm done. It's fine. No, I'm good. I'm good. Chat said nope. Chat said nope. You know what? We can Google. I don't like Google's response. That's fine. It's fine. We're gonna keep going.
On purpose, says things to you to drive you crazy.
Call your friend. I'll talk to them. They have a job. They're at work right now. They have a job as a therapist. They're currently therapizing people. Are you not at work right now? I am. I'm just saying we can't call my friend because they're currently therapizing people. We can wait. It's almost over. Well, the thing about being a therapist is you don't necessarily work 9 to 5. This is work related for me, not for them. No, I will be following up. I will be following up. I will be following up later.
So they can get their narcissistic supply. It has to be an actual narcissist. Just somebody lying or turning things around. They can just be assholes who want to piss you off. There's a difference. People use the word gaslighting way too much now. And narcissist, way too much. That's for another time. But women complain about that all the time. Anytime I want to talk, I get shut down. They'll say, they'll deny it. They'll deny it, or they'll feel like they're being, again, attacked, so they want to attack back before they even attack. Men just don't want to hear that fucking shit. They don't. And there are better ways to approach someone, or not. You can just say, nothing. For real, you can. Pretend you're alone. If you love your man. If you don't, leave him. But don't try to change him. He's not going to change. I don't want to be changed. I want to make changes.
You're changing. It sounds like you're changing for this man. It sounds like you're... Like, the things you were saying are so crazy. The things you're saying are wild. This is not healthy. It is not healthy to be like, oh, you know what? Just ignore the problems you're feeling. If you really love this man, just ignore the problems you're feeling and just continue to be unhappy. That's wild. No, if you really love this man, then you owe him and he owes you a conversation of making change in your relationship for one another. That's what people who love each other do. People who love each other, like, what it's giving to me is desperate, Darlene, if we're being honest. It's giving desperate that you're willing to stay in this relationship because you like the feel of a man. You like the feel of a caveman. Over valuing yourself and your own worth. And I do hope that you're going to make some changes, because based on that last video we watched, you do sound insufferable. You do sound insufferable, but that's not to say that you shouldn't still, like, try to find better ways to communicate your feelings about the relationship. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Zach clearly never had caveman dick. I guess I haven't. I guess I haven't.
But I don't want somebody to tell me I have to or whatever. I'm willing to try really, really hard. Joe is willing to try really, really hard. So that's worth working on. And
if he's willing to try, then talk to him about the things that bother you.
When it's done, it's almost comical to me. I mean, I was laughing last night a little bit. I have a sense of humor, and people are like, some people just think I'm the worst person in the world.
Well.
Some think Joe's the worst person in the world, and that I treat him like shit, or that he treats me like shit. And then somebody even was like horrified that I would yell at him. I come from a French-Canadian family with lots of booze involved. We yell, and when we're happy, we yell when we're pissed off.
No.
There's a lot. It's very much like, the Italian stereotype families that you might see.
No.
Everybody's just yelling, fucking yelling.
No.
People don't take that seriously.
No. I don't know shit about... Well, the only French-Canadian I know, she does yell a lot. All shade to FFG. Although she's Greek, yeah? So is she even French-Canadian? I don't know. But no, her saying that, oh, people just yell is like that fucking sweet tea girl on Lolcow Bus saying the thing about, like, oh, well, people naturally push each other in relationships. That's weird. No, just because, and listen, maybe Darlene feels that way because she grew up that way, like that's what she experienced in her household, but that doesn't mean that it's normal, right? Like that doesn't mean that that's like healthy. You don't have to yell at each other. You don't. I just want you all to know that. I really do.
Joe and I certainly both apologized to each other today. All is good. It was just a very stressful few days. That complete episode, and I know it had a lot to do with Christmas and my worrying about all kinds of other things. Anyway.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember back. Didn't she take his Christmas presents back? She took his Christmas presents back and they never even broke up. She said, we'll try again next year. Just wild.
I'm just trying to let you know that everybody goes through shit like this. Everybody. And, it's a matter of, can a couple work on it? Now, you both have to be willing. If only one side is willing, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
I don't like the normalization of everybody goes through stuff. I think that's probably realistic that, like, all couples experience some kind of conflict, maybe disagreements. But yelling? Taking back Christmas presents? behaving like this? I don't think everybody does. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you.
So I get that. But when women say, I'm through with men, all men are assholes, all of them, suck, they're all immature, all that can be true. But guess who the problem is? It's the woman who wants him to change.
Where's my puke bowl? Where's my family puke bowl? I need my family puke bowl. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. Darlene is not a girl's girl. Darlene is not a girl's girl. She said, yeah, maybe men suck, but you know who the real problem is? Women. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, Darlene. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Women are. I don't know. I could never be gay. I say it all the time. I can't fucking stand women sometimes. Women just want to have their way. A lot of them.
Yeah, yep. Self-hatred. Y'all in the chat saying internalized misogyny, self-hatred, blah, 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 blah. She hates women. I fear. The problem with Darlene is not that she wants Joe to change. It's actually her own flaws that are the problem, pissing me off. Yeah, and she's projecting that onto all women. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. She has lost the fucking plot.
Women. And that means that we're in our masculine energy. I'm a masculine energy kind of woman. I play the role of the man right to the point where if I could start over, I would say, if I was young and had kids, man, you stay home, take care of this. I'm out there working. I'm going to work. I want that role. I don't want motherhood.
Hey, Diva. Hey, Diva, guess what? You get to do that. It's 2020 fucking 6. You don't have to subscribe to these gender roles. It's almost like that's what you're doing. You just said, I don't need a man. I pay my bills are paid. Now I'm understanding why that friend group didn't want to have their meetup or have her at their meetup. T. There are a lot of women in NBs with masculine energy and are in healthy relationships with men. T.
So, I want to get back into my feminine energy and just be quiet and let him have peace.
No, being a woman has nothing to do with being quiet. I am actually so annoyed. I'm so fucking annoyed. I'm ready to get back to my feminine energy and just be quiet. No! You better fucking be louder. I'm so irritated. Women do not have to be quiet for men. Get the fuck out of here with that. Get the absolute fuck out of here with that. No woman owes a man silence. Get out of here. You need... Not that I want you to go harass Joe, but damn. She's like, well, since I can't figure out a way to say shit without being rude and miserable, I'm just not going to say anything at all. That's quite literally her thinking here. She wants to be a traditional woman. She needs to get off of YouTube. I mean, honestly, that's kind of what she's suggesting here. It's nuts. It's nuts. I hope y'all aren't mad at me. I've been over here with my hands in pulled pork saying, uh-oh. Oh, Jamie, I'm not mad at you. We needed to watch this. We needed this for the lore. This is important. It's important that we know this about Miss Ma'am. For real, for real. And I am irritated. Not with you, Jamie, but with Miss Darlene, the Sardine Queen. This is crazy.
We talk, not have it be anything other than maybe just talking about just stuff. What would you like to watch tonight? Maybe we can watch a movie together. Just things like that, and would you like to go somewhere this weekend? Maybe is there a flea market or something now that it's not hot? Stuff like that. And if I feel like I need to talk about something, I'm just going to tell myself don't, or I can talk to a girlfriend. I was many years with just my mother.
How about a therapist?
I didn't talk much to her because I was always afraid of what, could happen. I can be quiet. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do this and to see if Joe notices.
That's a whisper.
Like I said, I even make myself nervous talking at AA. I'll talk and then I'm like all fucked up on the way home. Geez, this and this. And I say nice things. And people almost always come up to me at the end, after the meeting and say, Darlene, I loved what you said tonight. People tell me that. And I'm like, oh, and then I'm embarrassed. It's like, oh my God. They actually listened to me. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm never coming back here. Because I'm all or nothing like that too. I tell Joe all the time, that's it, I'm done. I'm done with AA. I'm so tired of driving home and being all worried about sounding stupid. And then being made aware that somebody actually listened to me. And instead of me hearing a compliment and taking that like, oh, I did an okay job, I'm like, oh my God, these people are fools. They're listening to me and they like it.
Well, girl, get off the internet then. Get off the internet. What makes you think the people tuning in on YouTube want to listen to you? I guess because they're clicking on your video. I guess because they keep coming back to you. That's wild, though. That is wild. I need you to pick yourself up, Diva. I need you to pick yourself up and really reflect on that. Let somebody give you a compliment for what you had to contribute to the AA meeting. She's very irritating. She speaks in such absolutes about these things and she's so wrong. T. Clock it.
I'm complicated. I'm going to start shutting up except for on my videos. I'm going to talk here. That's what I can do, right? Jump on, talk here.
You can go to therapy.
It's a long video, but it's turning out.
That's another whisper. That's 4 whispers, by the way. I think the largest you could pick was 3 or more whispers. Yeah, that was the 4th whisper.
So I'm going to touch on other subjects. I need to start taking notes. But yeah, women are a lot of the problem. If you don't like me saying that, that's okay.
It's don't.
Okay. You don't have to like me at all.
I don't.
And again, I'm not talking about abusive relationships or relationships that are, toxic to the point where you just know there's no way through. But to me, it's not toxic. If 2 people argue, especially when one is the instigator, me, and it blows up, and
Yeah. Okay, so instead of blaming all women, let's blame one woman, and her name's Darlene. Okay. You're acknowledging you're the problem because you don't know how to talk to people without being irritating. God. No wonder Joe finds you to be so insufferable.
it dies down, and then both people know, what the fuck was that? Why did we do that? We don't want to do that. Let's stop doing that. Let's work on that. Joe doesn't have to say, let's work on this. He just, he'll cry, hold me, and say, I don't want to lose you. And, just tell me. And he told me, he goes, it makes me want to cry right now. He told me, I honestly don't know how I hurt you by the things that I say. He doesn't know.
Because you suck at communication, Darlene. If he doesn't understand what he did to hurt you, he's trying to find out. You say he doesn't care about the words. Girl, tell him the words. He's crying because he doesn't understand how he upset you. From what you're saying, he wants to understand how he upset you. He can't read your mind. Darlene, you're really doing my head in today.
I say that hurts you, and if it hurts you, he says, it certainly isn't something I wanted to do. I don't ever want to hurt you. And he says, I don't know. And I told him, I said, you're not going to have to answer to me, at least for now. I said, I'm going to try just not putting you in that position where you have to talk to me about stuff that's bothering me, about us, you know, or anything. I'm just going to let the man chill.
Big Juicy Natural says, Darlene, you're making me agree with a man. Don't do that again. T.
And that's my plan. I know some of you will hate it. And men too. You can also work on yourself. Men can. They can.
Well, yes.
And I've always said it's very easy to make a man happy. And if he's happy, they always say happy wife, happy life. The man's miserable if that's the way it's working. Men like to make their women happy. I don't know about same-sex marriages, how that works. Maybe one is feminine energy, one is masculine.
No, diva, because you know what's great about being in a queer relationship is we free ourselves from all of this fucking nonsense that has you so tied up and stressed out that you don't even know how to talk to your partner about your feelings. And that's not to say that, like, queer relationships don't have communication issues. I mean, obviously they can exist there too, but like, we're not sitting here getting hung up on, oh, who needs to be quiet because they're the woman. No, that shit is archaic. That shit is archaic. It is not how most queer people think about their relationships. And so many straight people in straight relationships would have so much freedom if they just let go of these narratives that they're tied to performing a role in their relationship. You're not required to do nothing, Darlene, based on you being a woman. What you are required to do is to communicate with your partner in a loving and caring way and help your partner understand the things that you don't like, the things that aren't making you comfortable in your relationship. That's what you owe to him, as somebody that you say you love, that you say you care about. And he owes it to you to listen. And if you can't come to a place where, like, you can find common ground and common energy, then yeah, maybe you're not gonna work out. But that has nothing to do with you being silent in your femininity or whatever, or returning to your feminine energy and being silent. So irritated.
Matter if it's two women, two men, whatever. But a man and a woman in a relationship, the man wants the woman to be happy, and he
also, no shade, girl, because listen, I haven't had a successful relationship. But girl, aren't you the one that's already got it? Like, this is not your first relationship. Like, I don't, like, how are things working out for you, diva?
wants to do stuff to make her happy, but he doesn't know what to do. If you ask a man to, oh, this is broken, do you think you could look at that? He'll fucking jump up and do it. I have a way to make her happy. She just let me know she needs this. Or if he's not a handyman, there's other things. You know,
It's almost like then using your rhetoric. If you would just tell Joe what would make you fucking happy, he'd do it for you. But instead, you're awful at communication, and he doesn't even know what he did wrong to upset you, by your own admission.
know what makes me feel so good in a store? And do it. And see how it makes the man feel. I can't reach something. I look for a tall man.
You're
and I
weird.
ask, would you be able to get that off the shelf for me?
That's fucking weirdly. This is weird. We're still calling people weird in 2026.
A man is so happy to do that. Oh yes, right. Oh, this one right here. Yeah. Anything else? No, I'm good. And I always say to them,
Weirdly.
you did a good deed today. You know, it's like that was a good deed. And
Why she's licking the boots of men is beyond me, because I'm gonna be so real with you. The reason this is all actually so irritating to me is because Darlene is somebody who strikes me as a fucking independent woman who doesn't actually fucking need a man. And her ass sitting over here licking the boots of men that she doesn't even know. We're not even talking about her partner now. We're talking about Random ass men at the grocery store. Just gassing them up for doing the bare minimum, their job of helping customers. I was just being silly and dramatic, and then I knocked my speaker over.
And it makes them very happy. I know some of you hate me for saying all this shit. I get slammed. I watch a woman on TikTok who is a man hater, and
Good.
all her followers, and it's like interesting because I'm like, oh my god, no wonder men get such a bad impression of women. She hates.
Well, if men get a bad impression of women because they're like you and they see one woman and generalize it to all women, then they deserve to have a bad impression. They deserve to have a bad time.
Everything, and all she does is say to women, if he does this, leave. Just don't even be with a man like that. And it's all stuff that I'm like, what is she talking about? Why would she be mad about that? It's like, I don't get it. I don't get why women can't.
Venomous Cowshark 69 said in the chat, being a pick-me at her big age is so sinister. T, wake that up.
Look at themselves, look on the inside, have some awareness that it's not just the man. I don't understand that. I think most men are nice, but yeah, they're not as talkative. They don't want to.
Meanwhile, Darlene is mad at everything all the time. T, shall we go back to how I even found her, which was her complaining about a fucking moving company?
To get all their feelings out, and it bores them to tears. And I don't know. All right, I'm gonna stop now. I'm curious. And if you see the comments go off, it's just because it's too much. It's just
hold those feelings in, Diva. Hold those feelings in. Let them fester. Let them fester and just really make your life miserable, because that seems like that's what you want, Diva.
too much for me. And but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep trying to have them on, and I'll talk about the comments too and how that's working for me with people having to subscribe before they can leave a comment and having to wait a week. I'll talk about that. All right, thank you so much for watching. Just know things are really good right now. I'm very excited. I love that I talked about it, because I know some people think that it's just for the money. I will say when I talk about Joe.
Well, it's a little, I think you were the one that suggested the reasons you were talking about it were for money. Perhaps I'm wrong.
I do make a nice chunk, but that's not why I do it. I do it because it helps me.
Exactly, Lemon Poopy Squirt. She said it was about money. She said when she talked, well, I guess that was about the friend situation that she had. But she says when she does videos like this, it's about the money, basically.
I'm so excited to try something different and to have the peaceful life that we deserve, both of us, because we both come from a lot of shit, and we deserve peace. And he said again tonight, he says, are you sure that we're going to try to be together? Yes, I'm sure. It makes me laugh. It's so sad that he has to be that scared.
And you're the one that made him that scared, Diva. You're laughing about it. This is why he's crying, because he doesn't understand. Wait until the next video, Divas. Oh, God. Well, we might need to take a break before we get to that next video, because she has me fucking heated.
Very lucky to have him. Very fortunate. So, anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.
Bye. I personally need a break myself. Yeah, tomorrow we won't be watching her. We'll watch something else. Also, Colonic Divatronic, did you change your name? Because every time I keep looking over at you in the chat and I see Colonic, for some reason I think that you're Colin. For some reason I think you're Colin Mockery. But I don't think you're Colin Mockery. Unless Colin Mockery changed his name to Colonic Divatronic. Can we please watch Mennonite farmhouse cooking video next? I need a cleanse. Did anyone clip Zach's absolute rage out? I'm sure. I'm sure somebody did. I'm sure. I'm sure. Motion to rename Darlene to Darlene the anti-feminist queen. Darlene the anti-feminist queen. Anna Bunny clipped this. Oh, God. I was just being silly and dramatic, and then I knocked my
Also,
speaker
though, look
over.
how
Skinty I looked. I was just being silly and dramatic. That waist was cinched, divas. Alright, YouTubies, well, that's all I got time for today. Bye, YouTubies. Subscribe.